Oh man. Oh, he's gonna get Penta. Penta!
Wow.
Penta. PvPness. He wrecked them.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the PvPness is strong with this one. Stick around and see how you can pull out all the stops when you're playing HeBo.
HeBo.
HeBo, or River Uncle, is the deity of the Yellow River in ancient Chinese mythology. Following the events of a flood, HeBo tied several large stones to his back and cast himself into the river in an attempt to prevent it from flooding in the future. It became commonplace to throw a young virgin into the river on the anniversary of his death to honor his sacrifice. I find this helpful to keep in mind whenever I play him. HeBo is a ranged magical nuker with a focus on mobility. HeBo's passive is Steady Flow, which can be very important for a man of his age. Each time HeBo uses an ability, he gains the Steady Flow buff, which increases his magical power by 10%, stacking up to 3 times for a total of 30%. This effect lasts for 5 seconds and is refreshed whenever HeBo uses an ability. HeBo's primary ability is Water Spout, a ranged area knockup that deals 280 magical damage as well as 100% of your magical power at max rank. If you played against HeBo, chances are you are all too familiar with this spell, but what you may not know about it is that enemies hit with this spell continue to move in the direction they were traveling upon impact. Due to its versatility and range, I take Water Spout first. However, I do not max this ability immediately. Instead, I alternate allocating points between Water Spout and Water Cannon, HeBo's secondary spell, which fires a short burst of water, damaging all enemies in a cone in front of him. This ability does the same damage as Water Spout, but on a much shorter cooldown. HeBo's next ability is Floodwaters, which projects a small river in a path in front of him that hastens his movement speed by 55% and slows enemies for the same amount. This spell gives HeBo excellent mobility, allowing him to chase, flee, and gank with extreme proficiency. Finally, HeBo's ultimate is Crushing Wave, which transforms him into a massive wave that deals 720 damage as well as 130% of his magical power to all enemies caught in his path. This ability is absolutely devastating, however should be used with caution since HeBo himself is transported by the current. Now onto the good part. Here I'm paired against a random mid-lane Ymir, and as we all know, Ymir players are usually trained chimpanzees. So to establish my dominance, I hit a knockup early. While Ymir is a ridiculous mid-hero, his health pool does do a decent job of denying me early kills. That is, until this happens. I may have gotten greedy at the end there. Anyway, now that I'm freed up from defending mid lane, I head left to gank, making sure to alert my teammates using the in-game voice system.
Gank left lane!
Being the receptive and coordinated teammates they are, they decide not to help me. But that's okay, because I'm coming in all sneaky-like from the jungle. Here comes a Water Spout, giving myself the Steady Flow buff and knocking them up into an immediate ult, followed by a Water Cannon, bringing Zeus very low, but I still don't kill him, so I decide to chase with Floodwaters. Another Water Cannon is still not going to kill him, but luckily a well-placed Water Spout will give me the double kill.
Double kill.
Before maxing Boots of the Magi, I rush a rank 3 Warlock Sash so I can start accumulating stacks. Once I've finished those 2 items, I build a Rod of Tahuti followed by a Polynomicon. This build focuses on damage since survivability shouldn't be an issue until late game. Coming back from the store, my team thinks it might be a good idea to gank their tanks. Turns out to be a terrible idea, because here comes the Hades Ymir double ult, making sure to steer clear of that. They pick up the kill on Kali, I go into ult, but I am blocked by the Ymir wall. As soon as that comes down, ult in to kill Ymir into an immediate Water Cannon, picking up the kill on Hades, followed by a Water Spout, knocking Anubis up, interrupting his ult. Another Water Cannon is going to bring him pretty low and keep that Steady Flow buff on. And finally, a third Water Cannon will finish the job here and give me the triple kill. But there's Zeus getting 1-2 stacks on me, and a Lightning, but I'm okay. Taking a step away from the action for a moment, we can see that HeBo is an excellent lane pusher, able to one-shot both the ranged and melee creeps fairly early on, allowing you to push towers and pick up a little bit of extra gold when the enemy is distracted. Jumping right back into the thick of it, a fight breaks out mid lane, Agni throwing down his ults, Zeus putting in his 2 cents as well. There goes the Ymir wall, not really accomplishing much. I completely whiff a Water Spout, quite embarrassingly, but that's okay because I'm staying out of the Zeus ult. They're going to focus the tank, but I'm going to go ahead and opt to kill Zeus with a Crushing Wave. Going to try and chase down Anubis, not much is off of cooldown. Will anything come up in time? Yes, a Water Spout will barely give me the double kill there. Here comes Ymir to freeze me, but that's okay, he doesn't really do any damage. And there goes the Wukong ult, allowing me to pick up the triple kill. HeBo's utility really allows you to overpush and overcommit where some heroes just might not be able to. For instance, this Ymir Hades combo might spell death for anybody without purification beads. Luckily, I'm able to ult out. Going back to pick up a little bit of damage, I use a Spout Cannon combo, but at this point I do just want to get out since Agni is throwing his ults down. I put down a Floodwaters, and my plan is to keep these guys kited as long as I possibly can. My health is getting pretty low, but I am confident enough in HeBo's mobility to keep harassing. Turning around, looking for any opportunities here, I knock Hades up into a cannon for a kill. Turning around back towards base, I lay the Floodwaters, making sure to stay out of Ymir's CC. Instead of focusing him, I go for Agni, doing quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, he does pick up the kill on Anubis, but at this point he is completely trapped in the Ogre camp. As far as abilities go, I purchase them reactively. Since I'm facing Ymir and Hades, it will be crucial to get purification beads as I head towards the late stages of the game. If you're having problems with the fed mage on the enemy team, then Aegeus Amulet is a must. I see a lot of HeBos take meditation, and at the end of the day it comes down to personal preference. However, I would argue that he gets enough mana from his core build, the meditation isn't necessary. Here are my skill and item builds, however I would definitely suggest playing around with the build yourself. If you don't auto-attack often, then perhaps take a Gem of Isolation in place of the Polynomicon. Also, the auto skill leveler does such a good job with HeBo's abilities that I leave it on more often than not. In conclusion, HeBo is perhaps the most versatile mage in beta right now. However, he's not invincible. His ult will get you out of slows and grabs, but don't expect to make it out of Odin's playpen or past the Ymir wall. Thanks for viewing, and if you're interested in participating in the closed beta, be sure to head over to smitegame.com for more info.